us a little bit about who you are, and where you're from?
Oh, okay. I'm just 16. Kidding. My name is Agnes Gitonga. I am a mother of 3. My firstborn is 20 in the uni, and my secondborn is 11, turned 11 the other day, and my thirdborn is 7. She likes saying she's 8. Yes, I come from the central Kenya, and central Kenya is where gender inequality is really practiced.
Okay.
So me growing up as a girl, it was really difficult because my boys will be considered to do everything and I would only be left to do the house chores, they would go and play and every other thing, something that I never liked from the beginning. So here I am today and I'm fighting for the equality of the women, and they're just getting it bit by bit, and by the baby steps I see us becoming better every now and then. So everyone has a right, both women and men. My motivation was I looked at the women and I discovered that women have been considered to be weak vessels and they have no voice in my community. So what motivated me is that the courage I've seen in myself and people like my mother, and I wanted to give it back to the women in my community. So that was the zeal that moved me from one step to the other. And that's what I want to say to the women.
Wow. And how long has this program been running for?
We started in 2015 until now, so we are 4 years old now.
Wow. So still fresh, still
We're still babies, we are still taking baby steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take a good stride, sometimes you're just growing.
Yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. So what are the key results these ladies walk away with from this program?
I think the first thing I'll say is confidence, because mostly they come here being hopeless.
Yeah.
So when we started Gihon, it's a Greek name that means bursting forth with life. It's found in Genesis. So it's a river that flows, it gives life. So we give them life because they come here lifeless.
Yes.
So they walk out here with confidence and they're able to go there, look out for a job or start their own businesses. It has really been good. Yeah.
If this program wasn't here, what do you think would happen to these ladies?
They'll still be hopeless, like I found them.
Yeah.
And if it was not there, what else would be happening to them? They'll still be in domestic violence. Those of them who are living with HIV, the ones, because we have a group that we call Positive Mind, the women living with the HIV. So they will still be hiding the way they used to hide, without coming out and accepting themselves. Some of them will still be dead. We have a group that I can identify one-on-one that they tried to commit suicide. So the group has been like a backbone to them. It brought back hope, it brought back life, and here we are.
What do you need to keep this group continuing to make sure that the girls get the support that they need?
So, well, first and foremost, I think for me is the passion and the zeal. It's very impossible to run the group without the funding, because literally they pay nothing. They come to the center, we go for them from the lists of them. So even feeding themselves, it's a big thing. So when they come to the center, they can't afford to pay even for one session. So if we don't have the funding from the well-wishers, it's going to collapse. So that's more of what we need and the materials for the women to keep on going.
That's great, thank you. And what's your most memorable moment here?
The most memorable moment I can choose this year is one lady called Monica. We talked about the importance of education for the women, as much as we give them basic skills. So we asked them several questions, and that was before in July. So I asked them whether they would ever want to go back to school. And this lady, she is almost turning 40, and she decided to go back to primary school.
Wow.
So she is almost in the same class with her daughter. So that is
real determination.
Yes. And she is really focused and ready to finish her primary school and do her high school.
So do you feel Monica's like a real inspiration to the young women around?
She's an inspiration to me.
Yes. Wow.
And she's an inspiration to the rest of the women.
That's great. What about what's your most challenging moment?
The challenges are like I can't achieve it because I don't have enough finances, or I can't achieve it because the women are restricted either by their husbands, and I want to deliver them from where they are. Some of them, like for instance, we have one who dropped out of this week. She has been beaten up by the husband, but now the husband can't communicate with me, and I really want to get her out of that situation. But she's still living with fear and the phobia that if I get out of this, what will happen to me and my kids? And then the stigma that the community have brought around that you're walking out of your marriage, it's all your fault. You need to be beaten for you to be a woman. So that's the most challenging, because I really know that nobody needs to be beaten to be a woman. So the challenge of changing the mentality that we have from our community to giving them the informative that they need to change the narrative of the women.
In addition to what you're doing for the Women Empowerment Program, is there anything else that you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do mentorship for both boys and girls in Kitengela here. In the last 2 months, I've done it in the Maas Island.
Yes.
The culture in Maas Island is very strong. And I've been trying to talk about FGM, decision making also in early childhood marriage. And I have, for instance, a girl who is 16, married to a man who is 40, and she has a baby. So I've been trying to talk to the school head teachers that they can bring this girl back to school, and she can continue as much as she still has a baby. But the culture there is like, she is supposed to be married. They paid cows and goats for her. So breaking the culture in some communities in Kenya is really a thing. And the place I'm talking, it's really far. It takes me the whole day to go there. It's in between the forests, wild animals cross over. So they need the knowledge, they need the power. We need to reach out to them, because there's so many that they're even suffering from FGM to this time and date. That they, during school holidays, for now, the school are going to close in a week's time. The fear that I have is the girls that I met 2 months ago will not be back in school next year. They will either lose it because of FGM or the parents, and I'm very sorry to say, their mothers force them to go to their husbands, the so-called husbands. So the mothers are like the ones who tell the girls, this is what happened to me, and I got married to your father, so you need to go. And they are in a polygamous family. So meaning the girl who is getting married, there are other wives there. So she is like the last wife. And they don't use anything like contraceptive. You can't teach that on that. So the risks of their health being in danger is very high.
So you said FGM. Can you just explain a little bit more to the audience like what that is?
It's female genital mutilation, so circumcision of girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a culture for them. I spoke to some last month.
Yeah.
Some are still excited. They're like, I'm looking forward for it. It's going to happen. But some, they really don't want it, but they can't speak because they will be termed as a taboo or like an outcast in that community. So it's really painful. Why? They share only one knife amongst a group of 10 or so.
So infection is high.
Yes, very high.
Wow.
So that's the reason why I'm in the Maas Island, to create awareness and to keep the girls in school.
Tell us a little bit more about the school.
So the school that runs opposite the Women Empowerment is where we take the kids of the women that come to the Women Empowerment Program. So when we started the Women Empowerment Program, they used to come with their kids to the center. And for me, being a teacher, I really felt bad because some of them were 8, 7, and 9, and they were supposed to be in school. And that is how the school started. As we speak right now, we started with like 2-3 kids. We are 110, and still is growing. So we are giving school. We are using the system that is used by the government. We are following every rule, and we're proud because the only thing we can offer to this community is education.
So how are the children supported in the schools?
I can say 30% of them are sponsored through the program we started of Sponsor a Child program. And the highest number, we just bring them because I know their parents. Some of them, they're addicts. Some of them are in prostitution. So they will never go to school. For instance, the grade 5 that we have, you will find the people that are in grade 5, they're almost 18 years. 18 years are supposed to have finished their high school. But because they were not taken to school by their parents, that is why it has taken long for them to be in school.
So this is really, really important. Education is really key.
That is the only thing I would prefer to have in life, education.
Someone had to donate or volunteer to ask what type of materials do you require for the school to keep it running?
Okay, like the study books, we have the course books, and right now we are in the process of having a school library that will help the kids to learn English, because all the exams, apart from one, become in English. And so if they don't know how to read and write, it becomes a challenge to them. So that will be very important.
So books is a big
books
thing as well.
Is a thing.
Okay. Okay.
It's a really, real big thing.
Oh, Agnes, it's been wonderful talking to you. We can see that you're a very, very positive woman and you are an empowerment to the people around you. And we thank you so much for your time, your kind words, and all the information that you've given us today.
Thank you so much. I wouldn't have made it all alone.
Yeah.
It is all through teamwork and getting in touch with people like you.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've realized, if you can see it, you can achieve it.
Definitely.
So I saw the need, I have seen the vision, and you're making it succeed.
Oh,
Thank you so
very
much.
much for your time.
Thank you so much. God bless.